What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Friday's episode of Dear America. There's many things to talk about, many things to celebrate, many things to get into. Turning Point USA is officially named Miss Erica Kirk, the CEO of Turning Point USA and the chair of the board. And I think that that's very fitting to call her the chair when we all know how much Charlie loved his chair. Let's see. We've got a lot to talk about. Obviously, I am here in Arizona right now. You guys know this. And it is something. And I'm going to talk about all those things here in a minute. But we got to get business out of the way first. This episode is brought to you by our friends at Blackout Coffee. Ladies and gentlemen, stop buying woke coffee. See, never woke. Stop being woke. And go to blackoutcoffee.com/Graham. Promo code Graham is going to save you 20% at checkout. Go to blackoutcoffee.com/Graham. That's blackoutcoffee.com/Graham. Promo code Graham. All right. I need you to hit that like button. The more you hit the like button, the more people see this video after the live, and hit that repost button. I want to get as many emails as humanly possible because I can't figure out how to get the notification off when you repost the video. So my email box, because anyway, all right, let's introduce everybody's favorite redneck. Hot Seat Todd is here.
Guys, just hit the refresh button. If you're not seeing videos, apparently Rumble's struggling in some regional areas in the country. It was struggling for Tony yesterday, so it must be on y'all's side. Just hit the refresh button. Nothing's wrong.
Refresh button. Look,
nothing's wrong.
Also, remember, Rumble's trying to beat YouTube one day. Takes time. See, the only difference is when YouTube was working for 20 years to try to figure it out.
There was no competition.
We didn't have live chats going on back then. For you guys to be like, this crap's not working right. Anyway, all right. First of all, I wanted to start off by saying, let's put some American flags in the chat for my brother Todd, holding it down yesterday all by himself. Ironically, my plane, of course, had engine problems. So we were stuck on the runway for a long time. And so I actually got to watch the show while Todd did it. And so anyway,
it's so funny. It's the fitting version of true hell for Graham, sitting in a plane that has engine trouble, having to listen to my voice. It's great. Yeah. It's great.
There's certain things that would cause me, one, to miss the show, and B, to get on an airplane. And then the airplane that I get onto, they're like, sorry about this, folks. We've got an engine problem. And we're going to have to we're going to have to see about fixing that. And, and then even worse than that, once they said, hey, the mechanics think they got it fixed, but we got to run a test first.
Yeah.
And then they only turned on one engine, like at full takeoff blast. So the whole plane was starting to like turn to the right. And anyway.
I just take comfort in knowing that the last voice you got to hear when you were flying off in a broke plane was mine.
Oh, yeah, exactly right. Okay, there's a lot of things to talk about. Todd's got controls. Obviously, I'm in a hotel room, so I'm flying blind a little bit here. So, Todd, I'm just going to let you lead us through this stuff. We're going to talk it through, and everybody needs to hit that like button, hit the share button. Let's go.
All right, so the behemoth Olivia Juliana, that's 3 M&Ms away from holy crap, has demanded that every student walk out of schools to protest Jimmy Kimmel's show being canceled.
Jimmy Kimmel. First of all, her head is as big as one of those bags.
Yeah, it's a good thing she's in like the Sam's Club aisle of Cheetos and
Chewbacca's
Doritos.
Niece is what that is. Okay. Yeah. No, not Chewbacca. What's the big
Jabba
the Hutt's niece. Yeah. That's right. Okay. All right, play it.
No, it's not a video. It's just a picture.
It's just her.
It's just a picture.
What is she around?
Like, that is like a Sam's Club bag of Cheetos right there, like on the right.
What?
Yeah. I don't know if that's Photoshop, but that's still pretty funny.
Here's the thing, and I know you talked about Jimmy Kimmel yesterday, but I got to go, and I actually had to go into Charlie's set while I was here, and we were debating. It was a literal debate, and so Jack took the position of like should is this an infringement on freedom of speech and First Amendment and all this other kind of stuff? And me, I took the position of absolutely not. The Constitution says that and the Supreme Court has ruled in this sense that the First Amendment makes it where the government cannot go in and tell your employer that person must be fired. The government cannot come in and put you in jail or death because
Correct.
you speak. Private employers, whether or not, President Trump is perfectly allowed to say this dude sucks because everybody knows Jimmy Kimmel sucks. He has for a long time. Check this out. And I don't want to get off topic here. In the 18 to 40 demographic, which is like the most important demographic on broadcast TV, okay, Jimmy Kimmel was averaging 129,000.
We do that.
I say this with as much humility as humanly possible. Okay,
Graham could post a picture of my hat.
I could accidentally take a picture of the inside of my pocket, and it would go viral because people would be like, does Graham know that he just posted this random video, like this random picture? Like, you know what I'm saying? I could post that and it would reach more 18 to 40-year-olds than Jimmy Kimmel. And just look, it's not just because of what he said. I don't want to like make ABC, the FCC and ABC's affiliates, because that's what also really happened, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't ABC was super pissed. ABC is a national broadcasting license, so they run off of affiliates. Well, affiliates go into every town, everywhere. It was actually, to quote a Turning Point term, it was actually the grassroots, the little guys that pushed from the bottom up.
And why do you think they did? Like, this is a public broadcast, and this is not a Netflix company or Amazon Prime. This is a broadcasting company. And for you tards out there, there's more to this country than just L.A. and New York. There's all of us in between. And what was happening is little bitty viewing areas like me and Graham in South Carolina were blowing their affiliates up, saying, get this off my screen now. And you have to listen to the people because they pay for
freedom of speech.
Yeah,
they called and said we don't like this, and then that affected business. That's why Jimmy Kimmel's gone. I promise you, Jimmy Kimmel is not meeting with his lawyers right now to figure out how to get back to his loving audience that loved him so much. He needs to figure out how do I get my buyout clause?
Exactly.
That's what it is. Anyway, all right, let's move on. Sorry, I didn't mean to get on a tangent there.
Yeah, well, we got a couple little photos here. So, James Wood says the definition of karma. So Jimmy Kimmel posted this when Tucker got fired. Goodbye, mother trucker. Like, this is why I don't have any sympathy for these people. Live look at Trump's bathroom when Trump got suspended, from Twitter. I don't have, and then you have Donald Trump's response.
I'm really proud of.
Oh wait, this is a video. Okay, hang on.
We can just read what he said. Jimmy Kimmel, just before the announcement of the Best Picture of the Year, felt that he had to respond to a truth put out by me toward the end of the show. He made a total fool of himself, his wife and agent, begging him not to do it, while also proving to be one of the worst hosts in the history of the Academy Awards. Watch the clip, which is true. First of all, that jacket he's wearing, he looks like a villain in Austin.
I was just thinking.
I was wondering if I could share it with you. I just got a review, and has there ever been a worse host than Jimmy Kimmel at the Oscars? His opening was that of a less than average person trying to.
You know what I also found out? Pause this. Somebody put a clip of Jimmy Kimmel's, like one of his opening monologues, and they went in and removed the laugh track. And so for those of you who don't know, all of these late night people, most of them have mics in the audience, but even those mics, because they're so high up and whatnot, they can't pick up the audience like true reaction. It's kind of like when you're in a high school or when you're in a football stadium, they're live. It sounds so much louder than when you record it, right? Kind of the same thing. So these late night shows put over laugh tracks to like make it even more like
make him seem funny.
So they removed it from Jimmy Kimmel, and there's nothing. And people are starting to question whether or not people were actually even showing up to watch the show live, or if Jimmy Kimmel was just talking to himself. at this point. And so anyway, let's go. Let's move on. Enough about Jimmy Kimmel.
Let's see. Jimmy Kimmel's ABC suspension sparks boycott. Calls against Disney hit him where it hurts. And we've seen all that. And this is the part that I love. Like, who else is just excited? It's the best Jerry Springer show ever. Like, the left is boycotting Disney, the company that fired Gina, that has Pride Nights and all that. It's hilarious. I'm loving it.
But insiders at Disney have actually responded, and they're like, yeah, it's like maybe like 3 people. Like, because again, no one was watching Jimmy Kimmel. That's what people need to realize. Like no one was watching. Like who's complaining? Who?
Yeah.
Eric Swalwell is complaining.
JoJo from Jersey. Who cares?
Yeah. Who cares? Nobody. All right. Let's move on. Let's keep going.
All right.
Tired of talking about it.
Yeah, me too. But this is Scott Jennings says the FCC might investigate The View now.
Well, again, let's play it.
Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers at NBC. Just wondering, do you have comments on those shows? And are they doing what Kimmel did Monday night? And is it even worse on those programs, in your opinion?
Well, if you can be unfunny, that's fine. And a lot of people are sort of saying that, well, people are punishing Kimmel because they don't like a joke that he told. But, we don't need to rehash it here. But obviously what he said was not a joke. It wasn't presented at all that way. But when you look at these other TV shows, what's interesting is the FCC does have a rule called the equal opportunity rule, which means, for instance, if you're in the run-up to an election, you have one partisan elected official on, you have to give equal time, equal opportunity to the opposing partisan politician. So far, so good. But there's an exception to that rule called the bona fide news exception, which means if you are a bona fide news program, you don't have to abide by the equal opportunity rule. And over the years, the FCC has developed a body of case law on that and has suggested that most of these late night shows, other than SNL, are bona fide news programs. And potentially, I would assume you can make the argument that The View is a bona fide news show. But I'm not so sure about that. And I think it's worthwhile to have the FCC look into whether The View and some of these other programs that you have still qualify as bona fide news programs and therefore exempt from.
Okay, that's good. I got it.
Yeah,
I think that's a good thing. I mean, that is a rule. Like, and the Trump administration actually had to sue multiple times over that fact because they were giving either it was Joe Biden and or it was Kamala Harris more airtime than they were even allowing for Donald Trump. And so that's another thing that I want to say, and this is probably going to get me in trouble. When we look at things like Fox News and all this other kind of stuff, right? Like there was a time there, let us all not forget, from 2020 to about 2023, where Donald Trump was non-existent on like Fox News and things like that. It wasn't really until Donald Trump was either obviously going to be the nominee and or became the nominee that Donald Trump started getting back on Fox News and all that stuff all the time. And it wasn't because they loved Donald Trump all of a sudden. It was because they had to.
Yep. They
had to give Donald Trump just as much time. And Kamala Harris always declined to go on Fox News. She didn't want to go on Fox News. But 60 Minutes, all these other things. And so just remember, there's always a back end to everything. That like it's never like all of a sudden like, oh, Fox News saw the light. No. They just have to. And so that's the insider stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and get our next sponsor out of the way. And that's our good friends over at All Family Pharmacy. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been dealing with a cold or whatever this is, like
Arizona.
Traveling. I'm in the desert now, and thank goodness that we do have this isn't a life-saving medication. This is a help me kind of medication.
Well, it may feel like one.
but the big thing is we don't have to go through big pharma. We don't have to go through insurance. We don't have to go through big doctors, nothing. All Family Pharmacy, you can go right now, allfamilypharmacy.com/DA, and you can get your medications to include normal antibiotics to life-saving medications like ivermectin, and the list goes on and on. Todd can pronounce. Go ahead, pronounce that F one.
Yeah,
Todd,
fenbendazole,
There you go.
ivermectin, menbendazole,
All right.
fenbendazole.
Anyway, DA10 saves you 10% or more. Go to allfamilypharmacy.com/DA. Promo code DA10 saves you at checkout. All right, let's roll through this, Todd.
Okay, Rashida Tlaib has made the news again. I'm loving it. They're saying the word fascism and Hitler so freaking much it has no meaning anymore. But yeah, she went off like crazily. Here we go.
Paints Washington D.C. in a way that you all haven't really truly seen. You're just reading it. No, you're just reading it or something off of some.
Will the gentlelady yield to a question?
Yeah, I think it's really important.
Will the gentlelady
No, I
yield?
don't
That's
yield. I don't
Byron.
even have time. I can tell you.
Your time's expired.
It is
Ms.
expired, but
Tlaib.
Mr.
I've
Chair,
been nice.
but you all live
like
here,
Ms.
and
Tlaib.
you're not telling people the beautiful parts that you do see in our
Ms.
nation's
Tlaib.
capital. And no, it's just wrong how we're
No,
doing it.
Chairman, I think it's
Wrong.
insane if the
But you're
gentlelady
gonna
doesn't
look
have
at
an
American
argument, but she's going to
Washington, D.C. as a
refer
bunch
to
of
me and some of my
criminals.
colleagues.
Mr.
Mr. Chair,
Donald.
We were
you
from the
know
Third
this.
Reich. This is
You're gonna
insane.
look at
It's
14,
insane.
15-year-olds as
It's
a bunch of
insane.
criminals?
It's insane.
Oh,
Do I look like a
please.
member of the Third Reich to you, Ms.
Please,
Tlaib?
please,
Is that what I look like to
please.
you?
You're the one taking your voting
Is that what
card,
you think?
giving it
Is that
to
what you
somebody,
think?
giving
Is
it
that
a
what you
card.
think?
No, that's
Yeah,
not
I think it's
Pause.
radical, and I think it's.
That
think
lady, man, she needs a
think that
hug.
We need to start having like mental tests, and I don't know
for
what
real.
it's called. I'm not a psychiatrist, but we need something. Have them take a Rorschach test or something.
Yeah,
like what do
anything
you
at
see?
this
Do you see a butterfly, or do you see
no.
like demons murdering?
Yeah,
like,
ink
whatever?
blot test and holy water test. Like
Yeah, it's a
sprinkle
Rorschach
some
test.
holy water on
Ink
them
blot.
and see if they start melting.
It's called a Rorschach test. That's why.
No, that's what it. Oh, ink blot
That's
test
why
called
the
a Roy.
dude. That's why the dude in the Watchmen with like the mask that was wearing, he's called Rorschach because it's
Oh,
Rorschach.
so rucksack. Okay, cool.
not Rorschach, Rorschach.
Yeah,
Rorschach
rucksack.
test.
Rucksack.
Okay. Anyway, all right, let's keep going.
So, 11 politicians in New York were just arrested because they obstructed an ICE facility. I mean, nothing like sitting down Indian style like you're a kindergartner to, prove you're an adult.
What the?
I don't know.
Oh,
they're singing hymns, too.
I am here to ensure that we protect all our fellow constituents. It is not illegal to be undocumented.
Pause. Did he just say it's not illegal to be undocumented? Which undocumented is just a fancy word for illegal immigrant. So it's not illegal to be an illegal immigrant. It's not.
What would have made this so much better if they were all sitting on mats with their shoes off, like in front of them. It would have been so much better.
Anyway, yeah. Oh, somebody said they love the hat. Hey, check it out. What do you think? Never Woke.
Hold up.
Hat.
Let me make it bigger.
Go to you can go to neverwokeapparel.com and sign your email up for a 36-hour early release. These hats are special, man. These are like rubber patches and stuff. We had to get these things pre-made. So once these hats are gone, they're gone. Like they're gone. So go to neverwokeapparel.com and sign up for early access. All right, let's move on past the funny stuff. Todd, do you have
Yeah, the auto pen scandal. There's been updates on the auto pen, according to the president.
All right, let's listen to it. Oh God, it's 2 minutes. Let's
Yeah.
listen to the important part.
On the auto pen.
Yeah, it's just gotten worse.
Yeah.
From their standpoint, the people that used it, and one in particular, one person was never told by Biden to do it. Only spoke to Biden twice, and that was just talking about the weather, not talking about any order. And he was taking orders from people other than Joe Biden. Joe Biden wasn't giving those orders. Joe Biden didn't believe in open borders. He didn't. I've known him for a long time. He was never the brightest bulb in the ceiling, as we know. You can go back 40 years ago and you'll see that. Go back and take a look at the hearings on Justice Thomas, and you'll see that very much. But he didn't believe in open borders and all of this nonsense that they're peddling now, which is why they're not in office any longer. It's a shame. the auto pen was illegal. It was illegally used. He never gave the orders. He never told them what to do. And I guess the only one he signed, or one of the few he signed, was the pardon for his son. But you had the congressman who, when they got the information, they found out they were guilty, and they deleted and destroyed all information, everything. You couldn't get any of it. They found out that Nancy Pelosi actually was offered the 10,000 soldiers, and she turned them down. They found out many things that were very bad. So they deleted and destroyed all information. You talk about freedom of the press and freedom of speech. How about that one? And there's not a thing. This is after a year and a half of hearings. They destroyed everything. And somebody's got to be held responsible. So Biden, what he did is they knew, I don't think he knew, but somebody knew. I don't think Biden had a clue about anything, if you want to know the truth. But they gave a pardon to those Congress people.
Of course they did.
They gave a pardon.
Of course they did.
So
Pause. Everybody associate, again, I don't really know how much of this is new as opposed to it's just even more to the point. If everyone associated with the auto pen scandal doesn't go to jail, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, you're in the matrix. All right.
Yeah, 100%.
None of it's real. None of it matters. Like if these people don't go to jail, then none of it matters. I've seen a lot of people in the comments. Todd, do you have the clip from Charlie's show? I want to go.
Yeah. I had it.
I've seen a lot of people in the comments say that I seem more relaxed. No.
I know. I clicked the wrong one.
I want to say this really quick before we show this. So, Todd alluded to an email the other day. And that was just one. I very rarely send Todd emails that I get. That was just one. I want to say this. I want to clarify one of the things that the email did say. The email said that she was very disappointed in me because I was talking down to you guys. I don't think that she understood that I was more so responding to people on social media. And when I address and I say things like you guys don't understand, I'm also talking not just to you, but I'm talking to the people that hopefully will eventually see this as well as you continue to hit that like button and that share button. And anyway, so that's first of all what I was talking about. I obviously was not talking to you, the Dear America family, because most of us here are pretty much aligned with what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. But if we don't address things to the people that aren't getting it, then all I'm doing is talking into an echo chamber. So I hope I've always said this. If I'm talking to you, you know that I'm talking to you.
Exactly. You know who you are.
If I'm saying something that doesn't apply to you at all, just shut up. I'm not
just talking, let it go.
I'm not talking to you. And anyway, but the big thing that I wanted to address really quick was I do seem a lot better today because as hard as yesterday was, it was really good to be around everyone here at Turning Point, and it was really good to be around everyone. And we'll get into that in a minute. But this person particularly said, it was a lady, and she said specifically that I said that pastors told me that now was my chance to spread the word of the gospel, and I complained about that, and that I basically was like upset that anyone would have me do that. And she said, "You don't have to be a priest to preach the gospel." That's not what I said, and if it came across that way, then that's not how I meant for it to come across, and so I want to clarify. What I was getting at was there's a lot of pastoral people, whether being a pastor, a priest, a reverend, or whatever, that take the cowardice approach and they contact people like me to do their dirty work for them, which is to have the hard conversations over this platform so they can have the lovey-dovey church on Sunday. That's what I was alluding to. I absolutely, you don't have to be a priest to spread the word of God 100%. The ultimate thing is God. And this person even said in their email, I've been watching the show for 3 to 6 months. I would say that means you've probably been watching the show for 2 to 3 months, Because if you think that this show is about anything other than the ultimate goal of leading people to the Lord, you obviously haven't been watching the show.
Man, I was just fixing to say, dude, you're being nice. No, I ain't doing it. We preach the gospel on this show every day. We close this show with prayer, and this is not a pat on the back, but don't get it twisted, sister girl. Like, this show is primarily for the kingdom, always has been, and always will be. So I'm not. No. Mm-mm.
Anyway, so the email is not why I took a day. I did listen to Todd, and I listened to my wife, and I was getting a little feisty the other day, and I realized that. But I did also have to travel at the same time, and so it kind of like was like a perfect.
It worked out.
Kind of storm. But this was a video from yesterday. I didn't know that they clipped this out. We weren't going to make like this big announcement that I was going on or whatever. But this was my first moment walking back into the chair or seeing the chair. This was my first time back in Charlie's set since the last time I was there, and he was there then. And so this is, they caught it in real time. They caught it in real time, so we'll play that real quick.
Graham Allen. Graham, come on in, man.
Welcome, Graham.
Graham, what's up?
Gentlemen.
Lock in there, buddy. So Graham, this is your first time back in the room, huh?
First time back in the room. It's pretty surreal to see that seat be empty like that. So thank you guys for allowing me the honor of even sitting next to it. I appreciate it very much. So the last time I was here, that seat wasn't empty. So it's pretty surreal moment, actually. So
you know what mic that is there, right? By the way, right?
Yep. I saw Glenn's beautiful tribute to Charlie by giving him Rush's mic there. And I think that's where that mic belongs. I think it's unquestionable. I really do. And so thank you guys for allowing me to be here. I appreciate it.
No, thank you for coming in and making the trip. And
we're happy you're here. And
the wife.
Graham has been a long time, not just contributor, but huge supporter and a great friend to Charlie. We go back a long way, don't we?
Long
to some of those OG
way.
Like campus events. We throw Graham in there.
My very first trip, as I try to connect this thing to the back of my chair, my very first trip out here to Arizona to really, really hang out with Tyler and Charlie and everything. We had this amazing meeting. They're like, hey, we're going to go debate people who hate us at ASU. And I was basically alluding to like that was literally that was a true story. Like, and so that was Tyler Boyer. You guys have heard me talk about Tyler Boyer a lot. There would be no Turning Point USA without Tyler Boyer. There's always a face to everything, but it's never just a face that like actually makes the thing go. And so anyway, so that was really nice of Tyler to say. I didn't know he was going to say all that stuff. But anyway, I was telling the story the first time I went to Arizona, when me and Tyler and Charlie were talking. At the end of all of it, it went with, hey, we're going to go on this college campus at ASU where these people hate our guts. Do you want to go? And, and then next thing I know, I'm on stage at Arizona State University with Charlie and Brandon Tatum at the time. And it was an experience.
I bet that was
anyway. It was a healing moment. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of hard days the next several days, but I am better today because I got to. It's so weird, man. They've got the road to Turning Point blocked off with police, so cars can't go through there, but people can walk in. And so, just even trying to get in. There's so many flowers. There's so many everything. It was quite surreal. There are people. This is how you know that Charlie made such an impact. There are people that have flown to Arizona
Yeah.
It's almost like hurricane relief. There are people who have flown to Arizona simply with a ministry to hand out waters to people that are visiting the memorial, because it's Arizona. It's hot here, right? And so it's pretty crazy. And then to get onto the complex, for many of you who have no idea, Turning Point is quite literally now this multi-building complex, and each building is like Turning Point USA, Turning Point Action, Turning Point Faith, and it's like this. It was good. It was good to get here, and it was good to do that. All right, we got a new sponsor today, ladies and gentlemen, and
it's awesome.
USA.
It's awesome.
Todd's going to pull up the website right now. We need everybody to go and check out our new sponsor, HenryUSA.com. Quite literally, if you see right there at the top where it says free Henry catalog, that's really all they're asking you to do is go to HenryUSA.com and click on that. Todd, can you do it? Show them what happens when you do it. You literally go up there and you just click on that free catalog thing, and you just fill out your info so they can send you a free catalog. Boom. That's it. Find out what you can do with this.
I don't need to do that.
American-made lever action rifles is what they're known for. They've been around for a very long time right here in America.
Awesome.
And they love America, and obviously they're not afraid of woke liberal psychotics, and they want to support what we're doing here. So we hope you'll go and do the same. Go to HenryUSA.com, get you that lever action rifle. It's not Red Ryder BB gun, so calm down. HenryUSA.com, and just at the very top, as soon as you get there, it says order their free catalog. That's all you got to do. All right, Todd, let's talk about the CEO stuff. Let's get into all this stuff here.
Okay. All right. Hold up.
Or whatever you think. Take us to the next thing.
Okay, because that's pretty much the end. All right. I kind of want to, because this is the first I've heard of this, and I know it's weird because it's the first I've heard of it. But can you talk about this? Do you know about this? Because I don't.
Yes, this is real. And so apparently,
like, are furry shades of gay? Like, really?
Yeah,
that's a thing.
Apparently, and again, if your kids are watching, I apologize. Please, cover their ears and yours. Yes, there is a community that they enjoy watching fictional furry characters do that kind
fictional
of stuff.
Furry things.
Yeah, fictional furry things. And that's where we'll leave it to keep it PG-13 on here. And
but
so,
apparently it's a video game, man. Like,
yes, yeah, exactly. And so it's all weird. It's all weird. It just even further to the point of the woke mind virus, as Elon Musk would call it. It's he's psychotic. He's insane.
You know what though? I saw this and I said, you know what? I'm going to ask this question. I think the word sheltered, like I grew up sheltered, like takes on a whole nother like meaning now, because I had no idea this was a thing, that this was even possible. Like I must be sheltered. I don't know.
No, Todd, you're not sheltered. You're old. Right.
Okay,
that's what it is.
Okay.
We're getting old. Is what it is. And the thing is, like, we are getting old, but we're more plugged in than most people.
Yeah.
And I still get taken aback by
that. I was like, what?
Like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Why?
So, anyway, I'll never forget my grandfather, rest his soul. This was back in my youth, okay, people, so calm down. He found a magazine that I shouldn't have had in my room. And I'll never forget, he looked at me and he's like, I'll never understand you young people. Like, why would you do this when, the real thing is
out there?
He wasn't saying, like, go do that, but he was just saying, like, what is this?
I don't get it. Back in my day.
now we are doing the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
For these crazy people. And so anyway, it's funny. It's not funny. It's disgusting. But this all plays into how delusional and how terrible this person was. And it all points into the fact of sorry, Alyssa just opened the door. It scared me over there. It all points into the fact of this was a young man who comes from what seems to be a family of Republicans that he somehow was radically indoctrinated and radicalized. Everything that we keep on discovering shows that this young man was the epitome of the young man that Charlie Kirk was actually trying to save. And before we cue this next part up, you guys all know what it's about, but I want to talk a little bit. Charlie, I believe, played such a huge role in, because we had two main issues in this country. If you'll allow me to tee this up just a bit, we had two main issues in this country, especially with the youth. Outside of the indoctrination side of the universities and things like that, we had these beta males starting to passive, submissive men that didn't know how to lead, weren't ready to be warriors, and more so than anything, weren't ready to spiritually lead their households. So Charlie Kirk comes in and starts speaking biblical truths and biblical principles. And then you start to see, one, it was because of God, but two, Charlie was absolutely a conduit from that. You start to see this radical shift from the ages of 18 to 29. We talked about this a million times, to conservative R plus 54, right? Like, so, and then of those people that were politically shifting R plus 54, or R plus 44, excuse me, they also were flocking back to the church in record number. Mm-hmm. Specifically the Catholic Church. Okay. And so here's another thing I don't like. And I say this because there's a lot of people that I am really good friends with that are doing this. This whole freaking, was Charlie thinking about becoming a Catholic or was he not? And then Protestants are getting all pissy and they're like, how dare you? And, blah, blah, blah. Shut up, man. Who freaking cares what Charlie may have been thinking about doing in his private side of things when it comes to Christian denominations of things?
Yeah.
And I've talked about it a million times. I hate denominations. I do. I hate it for this reason. We now have denominations fighting over who gets to claim Charlie Kirk. It's like the Jalen Hurts debate between Alabama and Oklahoma.
It really is. It really is.
Is Jalen Hurts from Alabama or is he from Oklahoma? Shut up. He still plays football. Like, he still plays football. Like he's a football player. Okay, Charlie Kirk was a Christian. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's crazy to me. And then because here's what you're going to do. And I promise I'm teeing this up. All right. But here's what you're going to do. Now you're going to have Christian conservatives start to infight with each other because Protestants are freaking running their mouth and Catholics are freaking running their mouth back. And now you've got bickering over something that has nothing to do with any of it in the first place. And it's an unnecessary battle and it's an unnecessary fight, in my opinion. If you disagree and you think Catholics are paganistic devil worshipers, I believe that you are highly misinformed. And then on the other side, if you're a Catholic, Charlie wasn't a Catholic. He didn't go through the process to become a Catholic. So whether he was thinking about it in private conversations or not, shut your mouth. Like, why does that matter? You know what I mean? No matter what, even if he had said, I want to go to OCIA and become a Catholic, he still didn't. And you can't claim it. So none of it matters. And again, to the root of it, none of it matters. But back to the point. Charlie was the reason for young men, 18 to 29, just in polling that makes no sense, radically shifting from Democrat or independent to Republican, and then atheist or agnostic to Christianity. But he still wasn't as effective with the young women. And so not that he wasn't effective at all, he was. I'm not saying that. However, it does make you start to wonder when we're fixing to play this next clip if God, well, not wonder if, but know that God has a plan all along. And anyway, with that, we're going to tee up this next clip for the reason that we're all really here to talk about this today. Play it, Todd.
Which one am I playing?
The one of them making the announcement.
Okay. That's at the very end.
And then we'll go back through all the other things. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see, because I want to play this clip because it's got the announcement plus it's got the thing that I actually want to talk about.
Okay. All right. Okay. You're talking about the one you sent me. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That one.
All right. I thought we were going a whole nother direction.
A good one. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right. This is the formal announcement from the Charlie Kirk Show. Here we go. Play it.
Who's going to lead the team going forward and who's going to lead this enormously important organization. And I understand you have some news on that front.
Yeah. Since everything has happened, I think the number one question is what is going to happen with Turning Point? What is going to happen next? And I'm pleased to be able to announce with you, and I think it's appropriate because of who you are and who this person is, that the Turning Point board has unanimously selected Erica Kirk as the new CEO and chair of the board. And not only is that amazing in and of itself, but I can assure you, Megan, that Charlie told me personally, and he told others, he probably told Mikey, that if anything ever happened to him, that this is exactly what he wanted.
Wow.
Pause. All right. We'll play the rest of it here in a second. Okay. First of all, can we get some American flags in the chat?
Happy,
Erica Kirk,
happy.
Officially, unanimously. And I'm close friends with two of the people on the board, and I text them literally 38,000 feet in the air. Like I got Wi-Fi on the plane just to be able to like text and find out all this stuff. It was the clear decision. It was the obvious decision, and it was the right decision. But now here's what I do want to say. And I say this not in the way that other people say it. I'm not saying I know this is the reason why. I told everyone who asked me, I said, I really think that probably the day after the memorial service on Monday, they need to hold an emergency board meeting to name Erica the CEO of all of Turning Point. And that's what the CEO and chair of the board is for that reason. I told everybody that because it's too big of an organization not to think that some other people might try to like influence who would become the CEO. I was a little shocked that it came out yesterday. And the decision actually wasn't made yesterday. It was actually made the day before. And it just, and again, I want to be clear. This is my personal take. All right. No one has told me this. This is just, with the timing with it and all this other kind of stuff. One of the board members was literally in Italy. This was an emergency, like, hey, we have to name a new, it makes me feel like there either was or they feared that some people might try to like figure out a way to
snake into some stuff
to make Erica not in there. And again, I want to be 100% clear. That might just be my
spidey sense, just like people are bad people, kind of sense. But it just, the fact that it was made so quickly, like literally, yeah. If
you do the math, it was made either 6 days or 1 week to the day after Charlie died. I just think that that's the thing there. But back to my original tee up of all of this, Erica Kirk is an amazing person. Her and my wife talk all the time. Well, not all the time, but frequently enough to be friendly with each other. But Erica, like my wife, Todd, like your wife, she is a powerhouse that also is a biblical definition of what a wife and a spouse is supposed to be.
A Proverbs woman.
Yeah, exactly. And so she now has an opportunity to speak in a way to the young women now. So the young women can go in the same direction as these men are going, so they can meet in the same spot, so then they can get married, they can have kids, they can raise those kids up. And Charlie made a statement a long time ago, probably about a year, 2 years ago, where he said, look, at the end of the day, we're just going to outbreed these people. We're just going to outbreed these crazy people. Well, you can't do that without Bible-believing, sane women at the same time. And so I just find it fitting that now that Erica is going to be taking over here. And there's a lot of discussion still to be had. They ain't got nothing figured out other than that, and they're going to need a lot of help and a lot of support. And there's a lot of work to do. I mean, I think I read this morning that the number of new inquiries is up to 62,000.
Yeah, it's insane.
Now. Okay, which, by the way, you should hit that like button and hit that American flag for that. Before this happened, Turning Point had 900 college campuses, and they had almost 1,200 high schools.
Yeah.
They've got 62,000 inquiries, ladies and gentlemen, which is miraculous in and of itself. But with that comes a lot of hard work as well. And I think Erica is going to be a fantastic CEO of all of it. Do I believe that Erica Kirk is going to take on doing multiple shows a day, touring all over the country and all this stuff, while being a widow to her children, like a mother?
She's going to be a facilitator.
Yeah, I don't think that. No, I think she's going to be a legit boss over here.
That's what I mean. She's gonna be, hey, you, and you go to get this, and this done.
Anyway, but then Andrew also said something else very interesting in this announcement, and this is kind of like, me. This is kind of like where I want to go with it and everything. I thought this was interesting. So let's play it, and then we'll discuss it.
It had to be, right? I mean, I don't think anybody would accept a leader of the organization who they didn't feel completely understood Charlie and would be 100% dedicated to fulfilling his vision for where this group is going.
Well, and let me just add one more thing, and I want Mikey to chime in here as well.
Part.
But in the immediate hours afterwards, Erica got a call from somebody very important. I'll leave that vague, out of privacy, but she got a call from somebody very important. And the question was, what do you know? Sort of asking how much of what's going on behind the scenes and with the relationship, like, what do you know? And her reply back was, everything. I know everything.
Pause. Okay.
Boy.
So let's can you find a photo of them really quick while we discuss this? So Andrew says in that, shortly after, Erica got this phone call. And someone very important. Now, I don't believe it was Trump. I just don't, because Andrew, not an idiot, he just would have said it was Trump. And I think he knows that by saying it was somebody very important, everybody's going to think, oh, it was Donald Trump. I don't think it was Trump.
Fitting.
Very fitting photo right there. But someone very important, and I alluded to this at the beginning of it, there are back ends to all of this stuff. Every single bit of it, just like in every business, like, people don't realize what it takes to put on this show on the back end. People don't realize what it takes to do what Turning Point USA does. People don't know what it takes. Charlie was and we discussed this on the show yesterday. Charlie was unique. And I mean, not on this show. We talked about it before we went on the show. Charlie was unique in the way that he was able to bring everyone together. Here's the thing. When you have all of these larger than life personalities, there's going to be conflicts. There's going to be rubs. There people are going to go nuts. People are going to say stupid things. People are going to lash out. People are going to do all this kind of stuff. Charlie had the ability to still get everybody to be like, yeah, no, I get it. You hate each other. Yes, great. But you agree that the country is worth fighting for, correct? Okay. then we need to show a moving forward, a standing together image in front of the entire world. So we need to put all of it aside, and we need to go out there in front of those cameras because we got a country to save. Charlie was very good at that. And so Charlie also knew, naturally, like I know a lot of things, and like you hear other people talk about, they know a lot of things and this and that. Andrew also alluded to this. You could literally have been in a meeting with Charlie Kirk and got into a knockdown, drag out, like just horrible confrontation. And you would never, ever hear about it because Charlie was trustworthy in that regard. And I actually hold us over here at Dear America to that standard as well. To the audience's upsetness about it sometimes. They want us to just say everything we know about everything. but you know, we know things, and we've had conversations with many people and arguments and this and that will never see the light of day because sometimes that's why all this stupid infighting of what's Charlie going to be counted. Why are you telling every private conversation you ever had with Charlie Kirk? Stop. Like, stop. You know what I mean? Either way. But Charlie also knew all the stuff. All the good, all the bad, all the ugly, all the disgusting, all the everything. And so my question to you, Todd, and this is what I want to talk about for the last minutes here, and to the audience, is I'm going to give that question, I'm going to give it a respectable 70-30. And what I mean by that is I think 70% of it was kind of a, hey, like, can you do this kind of thing? Like, can you continue to help us? Obviously, it was someone in government. Can you continue to help us with Turning Point USA? And I also think the other 30% of it was, okay, how much did Charlie actually tell you? And Erica's response was, I know everything. And so I think 70% of that was, her response was, hey, I got this. I can do this job. And I think the other 30% of it was, don't forget who I was married to. Like, I know everything. So call the vultures off. Business is going to run as usual. I know everything. What do you think?
I think 95.7% of the question was somebody going fishing, and 100% of that answer was exactly what she said. Everything. I mean, listen, have you seen, and I'm not poking, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I read body language, and Erica's statement on Charlie's show, her facial expressions, everything, y'all better get out of that woman's way. I'm just telling you, anybody in this country that plans on trying to flip a script or try to do something, y'all better get out of her way. That is a woman that's ready to go to war. Get out of her way.
Everyone's seen this video. Like, all these old videos are going viral. Everyone's seen this video of Charlie saying, they asked, they do those couples thing. Who's more likely to, sleep in late? Who's more likely to do this? They said, which one is more conservative? And Charlie goes, like, within split, Erica.
Yeah,
not even close.
I'm telling you.
Erica, I'm a moderate compared to Erica. Erica is extreme conservative. And that is true, man. Like, Erica is, look at the timelines of this stuff. Charlie was always a Christian, right? But when he met Erica is when Charlie also really became emboldened to speak about his faith, right? Like, and I'm not saying it was 100% Erica. Obviously, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, though, Charlie had someone next to him finally that was supercharging him to go do that. That was Erica. Erica. And I think that Turning Point USA is in great hands.
Oh, without a doubt.
I really do, because and to Andrew's point, it was Charlie's wish whether the conversation was not always like, if I die, it was more of if I ever ran or if I ever did something that would have to take me away, who would I want to run? Without question, it was Erica. And so I think the timing of it, and again, this is me. I'm not pulling a Candace and saying, I know this is me. I think the fact that they did it so quickly was kind of like what you do in politics with Trump. When he goes ahead and endorses early, let's go ahead and clear this field out, and let's just go ahead and make sure that nobody tries to cause no problems. But Erica Kirk is the CEO and the chair of the board for Turning Point USA, and I would argue that there will never be anyone other than a Kirk in that.
Oh yeah, should be.
He has children, and they're going to grow up and
love it.
I think that a Kirk should hold that spot for as long as the generations allow it to be. I see a lot of people asking me about Candace since I've been here at the place,
including me. And
so I'm going to say this. What I will say is that we were at Turning Point for probably 8 hours yesterday. All I can tell you is this: I didn't ask, but I didn't hear a single person bring up Candace Owens. And a lot of people are asking, did she get invited to the? I'm sure that she did. I'm positive that she did. I would be shocked if she's not there on Sunday. That's all I know.
Bro.
That's it. That's all I know.
All I can say is friend or foe. I looked in that woman's eyes. Everybody better be careful. And Erica, sweetheart, if you need a thug redneck, I'm your guy. Just give me a call. I'll handle whatever needs to be handled.
Well, all I'm going to say is this. I've got 3 minutes because I do have a heart out today. We got to head back over to Turning Point. So Todd's going to take your questions, which is always my favorite part.
Great.
To leave him with the potential heart thing.
Thanks.
Anyway, I want to say this. I'm thankful to every single one of you. And if ever my emotions said anything other than the contrary, I want you to know that that's not true. I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate that you guys show up every single day to be a part of the Dear American family and support what we do here. It is not lost on me that we would not be us without you. And that's all I wanted to say. I appreciate every single one of you. I don't think enough of the people that do what we do say thank you to you enough. And this is not an apology. I meant everything I said the other day, just to be clear, just in case there was any confusion over what this is. This is not an apology for statements made. This is a reinforcement of what I hope you already know, that if I come off passionate, it's because I am. If I come off angry, oftentimes it's because I am. And I just want you to know that I believe that's why you're here, is for the realness of this show and what we try to bring. And I'm very thankful to each and every one of you. And I really hope this weekend is going to be rough. It's not going to be easy. But I really hope that every one of you has the best weekend that you can possibly have. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody, because if the past week has taught me anything, it could all be over like that. And and I think I speak for me and Todd both. Like we are very well aware that we would not be here without you guys and without the good Lord above, most of all, for some reason deciding to give us a platform in which to speak. And so
still ain't figured that one out.
just want to say thank you guys. So I got a heart out. We got to head back over to the HQ. Hit that like button, hit that share button. Todd, have fun with the calls.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
They shouldn't be too bad today.
90% of them are going to be about Candace, and I'm going to get us in trouble. You know me.
Well, but the good thing about you is you can just be like, hey, I'm not Graham. I don't know, but this is what I think. And so you can just do it like that. So, all right.
Very true.
Love you,
bud.
I'll see you guys Monday.
All right. Take care, man.
Bye.
All right. Before we initiate this raid, let's go ahead and pray this thing out, while Graham leaves me hanging. Let us bow. Father, we just thank you for the best week that we possibly could have, both emotionally and spiritually. Father, everything that's going on this weekend with Charlie, the memorial service, you got a lot of us. You got a lot of your people, a lot of your children in one localized place. Father, I just ask that every angel that you can spare for protection, for safety, to push back the forces of evil that would intend to do anybody harm, whether it be physically, emotionally, or spiritually. Father, I just ask, as Erica has been tasked with carrying this torch forward, that you give her the strength, the courage, and the boldness to do what needs to be done, to say yes when she needs to say yes, but also to say no when she should say no. And Father, I just ask that you give her the discernment and the wisdom to be able to make those decisions. Father, we love you. We thank you for all that you do. And I just ask, as we go into the weekend, that you lead us, guide us, you be a lamp unto our feet, and you protect us and bring all of these travelers back and forth safely from their destinations. Father, we ask all these things in your Son's name, and all God's people said, amen. All right, let's initiate this raid. I need a haircut. So bad. All right. Oh, man. Yeah. So we're going to get started. I'm going to get this premium initiated really quick, guys, waiting on the raid to finally take hold. And funny thing is, I'm still getting questions about, why we raid, why we're doing this, why we raid events. Guys, we're a part of the morning lineup. We don't have a problem doing it, but it's an agreement that we made to do it, and you can go to your little settings and turn your auto raid off. So, hey, it is what it is, folks. So here we go. Let's get into the actual premium. Oh, well, I thought I was going to have Graham the whole show. I guess not. All right, and we are